Hi everyone, friends, colleagues, family. I thought I'd put this to video. I was basically fell ill from COVID on the 21st of October and I was tested positive on the 23rd, and that's about 5 weeks ago. I was one of the lucky ones because I didn't get it on my chest. I didn't have to go to the hospital, but it seems that I've got long-term COVID. And I thought I'd say a few things about it because we seem to be in the land of the sort of forgotten a little bit. So first of all, what's it like? Some people think COVID is just about a lung disease. Well, it's actually a disease of the blood as well, particularly, and it goes for both your muscles and your physical things and your mental capacity. So I first had a little bit of fever, but particularly I started to get real fatigue, but that came a bit later. But more the pains in my arms and in my legs. It's as if I've run a long distance running for about 4 or 5 hours. My arms feel like I've been doing press-ups for about 3 hours. Difficult sometimes to hold the phone, it's difficult to play violin, and actually sore to the touch. Your lymph glands come up like golf balls. Literally my legs throbbed like thrombosis. I was really scared that I was going to be having blood clots. Your calf muscles feel like they're going to cramp. And you feel like Robocop. Back of your neck, back of your shoulders, and this stuff moves around. It also goes for your stomach muscles and your gastro and things like that, so which results, I'll spare you the detail, but having to run for the loo 4 or 5 times an hour at over certain days, and that's not great. The worst is this sort of you get moments of extreme fatigue, and you get like what they call fuzzy brain. So what's fuzzy brain? It's like you've been out all night at a party, maybe 2 nights running, and you've drunk, say, 4 or 5 bottles of champagne, or you've mixed your drinks, and that really thick brain sort of feeling, or that post-op feeling. I get that most mornings. You feel good, you get out of bed and, oh, I feel terrible. You can't get your mind together. And that's really hard. The difficult thing is that people say, well, pull yourself together, it's going to get better. And it does very gradually. But you feel, well, I should be training. So I go out and I'll do a bit of physical stuff. I'm going to work a bit harder. You can't. You just can't stretch yourself. You force it, and you do a few more emails, and you suffer for it. You've just got to rest. I've had to learn to rest, and it's really hard to do. Not much, you can clean a couple of windows. That's it for the day. Isn't that terrible? And it fills you with anger. It fills you with frustration. That you can't do these things. It fills you with guilt. It makes you feel depressed because I get huge headaches. I'm having to take aspirins 3 times a day, and that helps me get through the night. To top it all, it makes life just a little bit more flatter and challenging, is I've had no taste or smell for the same time. It happened after about 3 days. And that makes it really difficult because I just don't feel like eating. I can go from coffee to garlic to ginger to curry. I can feel it burning in my mouth. I can say something's sugar, something's salty, something's acidy. But apart from that, I don't know. I can't tell whether I'm drinking. Well, I can tell from the density of the liquid that I'm drinking, maybe juice or wine, but I couldn't tell you which one. I can feel the alcohol coming in. So it makes for a very dull time. And I'm taking tests at the moment, and out of 9 smell or taste tests, I can probably roughly guess 2. And when I say roughly guess, honey is an easy one because it's sugar and it's sticky. So, and you've got to do that every day, and maybe within a month's time, I might have 30–40% of my taste back. I might. I've got to really retrain myself how to taste. So it's hard. And as I say, it's really, really frustrating, very challenging. But I'm not here just to whinge about it. It's also to sort of pass on that, you know, the COVID has real repercussions, and I'm now classed as a long-term COVID person, and there are a few sites, certainly in the UK, but nothing much in Belgium, groups to support it. It's not fully recognised as yet. So one of them is called Stop, Pace and Rest, and that's absolutely it. So it says you shouldn't push yourself. So when I feel on edge, and when I feel I want to do a bit more, my body is actually shaking. So I actually have to go to sleep in the afternoon for an hour or two after I feel I've done nothing. So I'm doing this today, so I feel this is good. But I said I was lucky because, you know, I'm alive. I'm not had tubes put in me, but it finds all the weak places. So what can you do? Well, the first thing that happens when you tested sort of positive, everything. So I'd eaten with neighbours, I'd seen my family, so they had to go into isolation. So all of a sudden I found myself on my own. And that's quite difficult. The cleaner couldn't come. I use a cleaner because I've got a very big house. And all these different things are quite difficult because if you can hardly move your arms and your legs, it's really difficult to do all the ordinary things. My kids both tested positive, so they came and stayed with me and could help me. And they've been wonderful. What's been great though is once none of the neighbours caught it from me. It's very strange, but they have been doing so. First of all, fetching shopping, because even now I can go out myself. At the beginning, I could just walk around the block. Yesterday, I walked for 30 minutes with my daughter helping me, and that was good. But I can't really haul large things back. I can go down in the car, but it's just lifting stuff. Even standing holding a book is difficult. So one of the things you can do is set up a network with the neighbours, friends. So if somebody does fall ill, you can link into this. So I think that's really, really useful. The other thing is some of the neighbours have been making meals. It's not that I can't make a meal. I can't taste what I make. I'm not interested in making it, and I don't feel good to make it. And that's somebody who, I really like food, and I like the different tastes. So they bring me different things. I can't really taste. I say it's very nice texture. They bring me soups and things, but that's really nice, and it's the contact. The other thing is make contact with people, talk, because you feel so isolated. There are all these forms that you have to fill out because I've not been able to work. And they're really quite difficult. So maybe if you're not good at doing the shopping and making stuff, you can help people with forms or things like that, even virtually. And I think it's just having that contact. It's really good. I think making places where people who are suffering from the same things can talk and can pass tips is really, really useful. And somebody said to me at one point that, you know, they might be going, it depends upon your area, whether you're allowed, but they were going, you know, to stay at the coast. Did I want to, you know, did I want to go for a couple of days? Had it happened, I think I would, just to convalesce. But there are all sorts of things that can make a real difference, or even little odd jobs. I'm not contagious. I've not been contagious for over 3 weeks. And that's the other thing, is people tend to stigmatise you when you go to a shop and you've had to explain, I'm sorry, I've not been able to change this because I've had COVID. Oh, why are you out? You know, are you really not contagious? And I'm probably safer than most people walking around. Doesn't mean I can still catch it again, but I'm a bit more immune for quite a while. But I have to be careful. The other thing is I see people walking around without masks, and it depends upon the countries. Belgium, it's kind of obligatory to have your mask, whether you're inside or outside. And I think in any crowded shopping areas, outside, definitely inside, you need to wear your mask. It's a real bitch wearing a mask, but it's a small bitch for such a big difference. Keep your distance. You know, they say 1.5 meters. You need 2-3 meters. You can meet people out in the garden, you know, if you want to, and keep the distance. You can still have fun, you know, see people, but at great distances. Don't hug, don't kiss, even if you've got masks on. I see people doing this all the time, youngsters particularly. And, you know, if you come running into a bar, you know, just make sure you've got your masks on. I wouldn't want to walk around with a badge saying I've got COVID, but sometimes, you know, I need a help to get things in. I can't lift things and so on. So, you know, if you know of people, see what you can do to help. And in Belgium, there is not a prioritisation. So at the moment, I'm working on a little music project to help me move forward. I've written a song which I hope to send all of you very, very soon. It's just taking me a long time because each day I can only, so I have to find my my particular moment when I'm clear-headed, and quite often it's not the mornings. And here I am, it's 10 o'clock at night, and all of a sudden I'm thinking clearly. You know me, I'm a late night guy, but I can do things during the day. Here, I might get an hour or 2 hours in the day to do something. And that involves as well having breakfast and, you know, doing washing up and things like that. So it's challenging. I'm not asking for, you know, massive amounts of sympathy. That's not what I'm looking for. Just reach out to people that you know might have this, talk to them, they need talking to, and give them virtual hugs. And you know, it's challenging. And for those who don't believe it, that COVID isn't really life-changing, well, you can show them this, because it is. I lost my eyesight for 2 or 3 days. It gives you conjunctivitis. It also causes, I've had issues with my hearing at times, which has come and gone, and it really just messes you up. I've had a friend who's, yeah, that's another thing. I had last thing, a friend of my son's offered to give me some yoga classes. So very, very light yoga. And that's really helping. It's something I can look forward to. And hopefully, in a few weeks' time, I can get back to working, you know, more regularly. I've had to talk to my clients and things. But it's not easy. It's not easy. And progress is 2-3% each week. Unfortunately, not so much on the taste. But anyway, yes, there are vaccines coming, but keep safe. Wear masks, keep your distance. And if you get it, you need to pace yourself, you need to take rests. I'm one to talk about that. And do reach out to people who may have it and see what you can do to help or to support them. Anyway, thanks for listening. I'll see if I can do this one in French a bit later. Bye, and God bless you all.